Hello and welcome to the 8th episode of the CSS Battles walkthroughs. Today we're doing the Forking Crazy, an amazing name for an amazing challenge, I think. Where the challenge is to recreate this amazing fork here on the right. Yeah, and let's get right into it, I think. Right? So here my solution pretty much revolves around creating or like realizing that over here we have like a circle, right? That's pretty much just like a semicircle at the moment, but it is a circle, because what happens like after it, we just like isolate the circle here on the right. Then we just add these like I don't know, bars you could say, or something like the actual like spikes of the fork. I don't really know what they call it in English, but you know, these ones right here, you add them on top of it, which makes the illusion that this is like a half circle or whatever. But in all actuality, we have a circle over here, and then we have one like spike here, another spike, another spike, another spike, and another spike, just by alternating colors. So yeah, let's 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 get started, I think. So let's start with making the actual circle here on the right. And the way we can do this is we can remove the majority of the code that's right here, right? And we can just add a body tag, right, and style this one. And here we're going to be using a very, very fun little trick that we've been using a lot throughout the challenges, called radiant gradient, right? Because with this we can actually create a circle. So we can go like, you know, if you just go red and then blue, we're gonna see that it looks something like this. Oh, the linear gradient, that's wrong. It's radial gradient. Gradient? Wait, gradient. Like so. Okay, now it's good. We're sort of creating a circle at this point. But to actually create this circle, we can't have the colors that I had. We have to change this to that color, and then change this to that color. And then we need to do the little trick where we go like, we actually change the size of it. So we can go like, okay, 70 pixels, something like that. And then this one right here is going to end at 0. But we see that this doesn't look as is 1, because it's an oval. And why it's an oval? Well, because our actual square, the actual body itself, isn't a square. And to fix this, we can just go circle, like so. And we can see we have a square, or a circle. But now it isn't really where we want it to be. We want this circle to go down like 20 pixels, something like that. And the way we can do this is we can change the at here, and go circle at, and then change where we want the circle to be. And we can go like 150 pixels to the right. If I remove this, or that's too little, 200 pixels, like so, in the middle, pretty much. And then we go down by like 175 pixels, something like that, I think. No, we need to go more than that, so like 170 pixels, maybe? No? 180? There we go. That looks like it. Yeah, now we go. So now we have like a circle there. And if we put the diff, we can even see that, yeah, it's pretty much where we want it to be. We just now need to create all of these like spikes, as I said. And the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna have a p tag, right? And why a p tag? Well, because a p tag has less characters than a div, and that's exactly what we want, as few characters as humanly possible. And then we're gonna be using a lot of block shadows to create or to move around the spikes. So we're gonna see what this looks like. So for the p tag, what we want with this is we're gonna have a width of 20 pixels, like so. Then we're gonna have a height of 130 pixels, like so. And then let's go background of, let's change this one so we actually see it. Now we can see the spike there. And then a border radius of, let's go like 50%, something like that. No, not 50%, let's go 99 pixels. Right, there we go. Absolutely wonderful. Now we have one of the spikes. Now we just need to move this. And the way we can move it is just by adding margins, right? So we can have, let's say 0, 0, 0, 0, right? So this is top, right, bottom, and left. And to the left, we want to go 122 pixels, like so. And then from the top, we just want to go 50 pixels, like that. Now we can already see that we have the first spike in place, right? Now we just moved this from the top left down here, so we have the first spike. Amazing, right? And now let's just create the other ones. And the way we're going to do this, as I said, with a box shadow. You can go box shadow. And then if we just go like, let's say 20 pixels, 20 pixels, we're going to see that we get a black one that's over here, right? And this is the first one. And this one we want to be like pretty much this like sky blue that we see over here. Like this one is going to be that spike. We're just gonna move it up a little bit. So on the x-axis, we want to go 20 pixels to the right because our like the actual p tag is 20 pixels. So we want to go 20 pixels to the right, which is where it is. But we don't want to go like that. We don't want to go down 20 pixels, but go up 20 pixels. And then we're gonna change the color of this as well. Yeah, and like now we should see that the first spike, at least, right, it looks as we want it to be, right? So now we can just pretty much repeat and or repeat this action a lot of times. So what we can do now is we go, okay, let's create another spike. So I go 4 pixels to the right, and then 0 pixels on the y-axis. Now we can see we get this one, right? And then we can just take this color, like so, and now we have the second spike. And then we keep doing this a lot of times. So 60 pixels. So now let's create the middle blue one, middle sky blue one, minus 20 pixels top, and then this color right here, like so. And now we have the second spike. And then let's go 80 pixels, 0 pixels, and then we have the that one, and we can put this color as well. And then lastly, we go 100 pixels, minus 20 pixels, and then this blue one. That wasn't even the last one, I was lying. We go 100 pixels, 0 pixels, and then this color again. And then lastly, we're just gonna have another one that goes all the way down, which is this one over here, like at the bottom. It's just the same thing. So you can go 60 pixels maybe, 0 pixels, like so, yeah. And it's gonna be this color. We can actually chill with the color, but let's go like 100 and 130, like that. And now if we change the color, it's gonna look like it's the same thing, like so. And now we've made a working prototype. We can submit, and we should get 100% score, 100% match. I mean, great, that's awesome. But now let's actually clean this up a fair bit because there's a lot of code. So we can start at the beginning here. This part right here, we can put a star here. We can't put a star. I'm joking, because that would put a background radial gradient on the on the body or the HTML document as well, which we don't want. So let's just keep it at body. And then circle, that's fine. Oh, not like that. Like that. Okay, but there are a couple things here. Number one, we have 200 pixels here. We could shorten this out by just going 50 view width, because 50 view width is 50% of the viewport width, which is 400 pixels, which is 50% of that is 200, which is the same thing. And I think we could go plus like that. Nice, I prefer my pluses. And then same thing for the 180 pixels here. We can go 45 view width, and it's gonna be the same thing because 45% of the 45% of the 200 or 400 is is 180. Yeah, okay, I'm not tripping. Good. So 45% of 400 is 180. So it's the same thing. Then we can remove the white space there, and then the p tag here. We can just go okay width. Let's not put 20 pixels. Let's just go 20 because the same thing. Same thing for height here. We don't need that. And the background we can keep it. But one thing that's pretty interesting here is that we go background here, but then we also repeat the exact same color a lot of times here as we can. And a cool trick is that we can remove all of these over here, right? Like this. I just do it very quickly, like so. You can remove all of them, but now they're gonna be black. But we can change the default color for box shadow by changing the color, right? Because if I now take this, like let's go red, right? We can see all of them are red because box shadow by default, the actual color of a box shadow is the color of the text, which is where we can modify with the color attribute. So now we can go color, and then just put the actual text there, and now we can see we just saved a lot of characters. And then we can just clean up even more here with all of the pixels, like so, like so. We can remove, put plus there. We can remove all of this, move the white space there, like so, 0, like so. That also goes, and then remove the white space there, remove that, like so. There's a lot of white space that has to be removed. Like so, and like so, and then there's probably a lot more we can do here. For the margin, we can just go like so, yeah, because now we go, it's the same thing, like this one won't be modified by the right or the left because it's too small to be noticed pretty much. So So we can just put 50 on the top and the bottom, because we like the margin at the top would be like, okay, 50 pixels from the top, right, and then 50 pixels from the bottom. But because our height is 130, and then we have 100 pixels of margin on top, that will be 230 pixels of total like height distribution, I guess you could call it. I don't know what you call it, but like the margin plus the height is 230, which is less than the 300, so we won't ever be modified. And then we can, what more can we shorten out? I think we could, here we go, 99 pixels, and a little cool thing we can do here is, because 99 pixels is 4 characters, we could do something like inches, because inches per useful here, we can go like 5 in, or something like that. If we go 1 in, it doesn't really matter, but 3 in, anything. Then we can see, we will see the same thing, but just 1 character less, which is always amazing to see, really wonderful. Yeah, and then I think there are a lot of places we could shorten out. There's somewhere I know, because I have gotten 269, so I know that there are, with this method, so to say. So I know that there are places we could shorten out, but I am too incompetent. Oh, here we can go. Yeah, so all of these ones, all of the pixels that have all of the pixels that have what's it called? Like 100 plus pixels, pretty much. We can just go with the viewport trick here, so we can go like 50 view height, something like that. Because this one actually doesn't really matter how much we have. If I go like 0, we're gonna see, or go like, what's a good example here? Where is it? Am I tweaking? Wait. Okay. Okay, no, I'm actually tweaking. Anyways, we go 50 viewport, because this is just like, how much from here do we want to go down? And then 50 view height works perfectly. And the same thing goes for the 120 here. Here we don't need 120. We could go 30 view width. It's going to be the same thing, because 30% of 400 is 120. And then for the 100 here, again, we can go, what is it, 25 view width, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Now we're down to 269. And then is it any more that we actually could be useful? I don't think so. Now we can submit, and we should see that we get 100% match with 269 characters. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.